Hello everyone, this is just going to be a quick update because, well, I don't really have much to talk about. I don't have any new stash. All I have is progress report for one thing, because I'm a one project at a time person. And that one thing being that for those that have not seen this, it's a monthly Birthstone, as it says there, Birthstone Dragon stitch along. So basically a sampler you put together month by month. In my case, I'm actually either recolouring or reordering dragons. Actually, in the case of one dragon, both. It gets shifted along a block and two of its colours have been changed. That being this particular dragon. I've used that version of it, changed two colours, and it gets shifted into that box. Because I'm not doing the month by month birthstone, I'm actually basing it off the Celtic, otherwise known as, or more specifically known as Druid calendar. So all the stones are different. Or just rearranged. And so, for example, going by, this is August. So by rights we have the new Peridot dragon. That was released on the 1st. But the calendar I'm going by, the active dragon, is Amethyst. August 5th to September 1st. So anyone born within those two, from one date to the other, that is your dragon. That is currently active. Your Amethyst. But if you go month by month, you got Peridot. But because I've, changing or rearranging dragons, Peridot is my birthstone. Peridot goes in that box. So that dragon, because that dragon actually goes down here. Because that one got recolored. But that's actually my dragon. The colour of that dragon's mine. That's my birthstone. Whereas that's normally my birthstone. It's confusing. But, yeah. Basically how it goes, like here we have ruby, amethyst, aquamarine, diamond, emerald, pearl, or like if you're in the US you have alexandrite. Here in the UK we have moonstone, hence the change to colours. Because it basically is the same but bar two colours. And you got ruby and Peridot. Next I believe sapphire. And then opal, topaz, and whatever stone is picked for December. But in my case, we have rock crystal, otherwise known as clear quartz or rock quartz, peridot, coral, ruby, moonstone, topaz, diamond, carnelian, which is a nice fiery red colour, amethyst. Normally you'd have it followed by emerald, which is 2nd September to the 29th, but because I'm only doing a 12 dragon, not 13, I'm afraid that will not be included. So for anyone born between the 2nd and 29th of September, my sincere apologies, but your dragon will not be in the sampler. I have done a second version, designed a second version of the sampler myself, that includes every dragon. But for the actual one I'm doing, I'm sorry, but you're not included. Apology. But yeah, you get opal, then what was November? Oh yeah, jasper, and then you'd have jet, which is actually the only dragon in the Druid calendar represented by two stones. And it's jet as in jet black. So you have onyx and obsidian. And for the 12 dragon version, one of my cousins who was born on the 12th of December has chosen obsidian to be the representative. So those that like onyx, once again, apologies, but my family members picked obsidian. Yeah, there's My cousin was born so on the 12th. My mum was born on the 15th, and various other members were born around the same time. So they chose. Family comes first, as the saying goes. But yeah. But speaking of Carnelian, the one that's this month's Peridot Dragon. There he is. In my personal opinion, he's a nice compliment to his counterpart. Actually, if I sit this side, you might be able to see it better. But yeah, as you can see, they're a nice sort of compliment to each other. To be honest though, and no offence, I do feel sorry for someone that has red-green colour blindness, because to them, Peridot look red and Carnelian looks green. I got monochromatic colour blindness, which means I can't see black, white, grey, or similar shades of the same colour. Which makes this the hardest blooming hobby ever. But yes, that is the 8th of July to the 4th of August. So, for the few days it was, the initial, literally 4 days it was out, that was the active dragon. But now, being got the 5th of August to 1st of September, got Amethyst. You get the beautiful wyvern up there, or wavern, whatever, however you pronounce her species. You get the beautiful wavern. And for my actual progress on this, it was kind of fun. This is one of the reasons why it took me so long to update. Right, where to start? I was doing the sampler, it was going not too bad. And one of my skeins was running out. So I went to see if I had any more of that skein. The actual called for 313 Tangerine Light. And while looking for others of it, I noticed I was using the wrong colour. Because then I found a skein of Tangerine Light and it looked nothing like what I was using. It was like, it's like maybe a shade or so off, if not just the next colour off. But basically I was using the wrong thing, so I had to undo it. And then I couldn't fully do that. So I ended up actually cutting that top strip off the sampler and putting what was left of that section of Ada aside. And that could be used for something else. Thus I cut this one. And because I only had one skein of the actual called for colour, I decided to substitute it out. The colour I substitute for is 926. And this is where I learned, when people, indefinite, when people say what you see in a printout doesn't always match what's on screen, etc., or whatever you're using. Because it was the best example of it. As you can see, it might be actually awkward, but if you look at the border on this one, and look at the border around Tyne here, they're very similar. I don't think they're the same, but they're similar. They are both Tangerine Light. That's DMC. Or Light Tangerine, however you refer to it in DMC. But that's DMC, that's Anchor. Right? But they're pretty much similar. As I said, this is 926 I'm using, which I think's a sort of bronzy, coppery colour. Very nice. However, I'll show you it properly in a minute. When looking at the printout of the pattern, the colour of the border is that. It is literally, although it's still listed as 313, you put that next to it and it looks the exact same. And I think that just goes to show your various printouts, what's on your screen, what's on the material. You can never tell. It says it's the same thing, but never always looks the same. But yeah, I've chose 926, which is a sort of coppery-esque, gingery, whatever colour. But I thought it was kind of neat. giving it that sort of, I think, what's the term, rustic? If anything, it kind of makes it look like wood. Which is actually, when it came to me changing colours, is what I went for. Is the thematics, was wood. Because a lot of the Celtic signs are not identified by whatever animals. Yes, there's more than one, for the most part. Signs actually have two that represent them, or the birthstone that represents them is by trees. Every birthstone is every sign is represented by a different tree. In my case, I have the Celtic sign Lewis, or Lu, however you're going to pronounce it, but it's spelled L-U-I-S. It is a green dragon as one representative. I've forgotten what the other one is, but in my case, the green dragon is bloody perfect. In fact, Garnet here, I've changed his colours to his because of the green, and I've shifted them to that space because green dragon. The birthstone for my star sign is peridot, so yeah, that's effectively mine. Just change the stars, just change the colours. But yeah, so I thought because of the whole where it's based off woods, mine is Rowan, and I think that, I don't know if it's the current one or if it was Carnelian, but one of them I believe is Ash. It's either the current one or Carnelians. But you get things like Rowan, Ash, Holly, which I don't think is December. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. I think that's around this time of the year, actually. Just goes to show. Different cultures. But yeah, that's the predominant thing. Thematics of the star signs is trees. So I decided to go for a sort of woody-esque brown colour, but not something that was just brown. Because I thought that might clash a bit with the different colour dragons. And when I noticed I had this sort of bronzy, coppery, gingery-esque colour, I thought, well, that's great, because you do get, sort of lighter brown trees and stuff, or, woods and things. So I thought, yeah, and there's my wood effect, and it's still got the Celtic sort of effect that Brittany chose to have. Because I think that's what she said, is that she likes kind of Celtic knot images. So that's why she gave us the thematics, and that's what gave me the idea of doing the Druid calendar in the first place. Was her choice of a Celtic knot border. Because I was like, wait a minute, a Celtic knot border. My Celtic star sign is Lewis, i.e. the rowan tree. What birthstones do we have? And that's when I looked up and discovered what there was, and I thought, right, there we go. That's the ones I'm doing, just to be different. Bit unique. But the main other thing I want to show, apart from repairing of the border, is before I'd finished doing this line, not realising I had the mistake up here, and that's obviously all this being out of sync. Is awkward to see. I might have to hold it there. But there's the beginning of that one. I've got the beginning of Beth. As I said, it's the rock crystal dragon. So it's all beiges and greys and stuff like that. And to me, looking at it right now, it all looks the same colour. It is actually different shades, but it doesn't look any different to me. The only things I can see, because I've actually got a white bright, which I believe in DMC is Snow White, I think. Because DMC, I think, is B5200, which translates to White Bright for Anchor. It's number 1. So I do have one of them squares there, but even that blends in. All I can see is the black and the blue. That's it. 3 squares. Everything else just looks the same to me. So as such, I'm going to do my birthstone, and then I might do coral. Because when I can't see what the colours are, I just, normally with something I just put it down and move on, do something else. But because with this has got different dragons, different colours, it's like, right, so I can't see what I'm doing with that one right now. I'll do that one later when I can see it again. Let's move on to something else that I can see. As such, there's the complete top row colours. All the sort of greyish, beigey colours are for the first dragon. The oranges and greens are for my birthstone. And the reddish shades and the pinks are all for coral. Actually, a lot of those pinks are actually listed as coral. Particularly number 11. 11 is coral medium, I believe. It's either that or coral coral light, actually, I think. Or is it very light? I can't remember, but it's a coral colour. Which is handy for the coral dragon. And because, where did I put it? Because it's perfect for each box, helps me just highlight a different box. I got Mum's 4-inch hoop. Because I'll try and hold this up. Because if I can hold this properly. There we go. When working, yeah, there you go. Apologies for it being squint, it's just the way I'm holding it. But as you can see, excuse me, as you can see, it lets me do the whole box. So instead of putting it there, I'm going to put it there. Work on my birthstone for now. And the good thing about having umpteen different hoops is I've actually had at times when doing this, because of the border. On the edges, my really small 3-inch hoop is ideal. But I've actually had like the 3-inch hoop or this hoop and this one and whatever. I've actually had like 2 to 3 different hoops on this thing at once, just so I can do the border. Rather than constantly moving hoops around half the time, it's just like, right, I'm going to work in that section, so I'll just put a hoop there. Going to work in this area, I'm going to put a hoop there. So it just it's just got like, that's why it looks a kind of mess. By the way, it's occasionally moving hoops around, but mostly because I've had like 2 or 3 on it at once. That's one thing I love about using hoops. You can do that. I've got bar frames, tried them out, and I don't like them really. Does anyone want some bar frames? Only cost me £13.50. I don't know what that is in US dollars or that, but you can have them as long as you pay for the postage. You can have the frames for free. But anyway, that's, as I said, I'm afraid that's all I've got to show. No purchases or anything like that. It's just the Dragon Birthstone sampler.